going to be reacting to male victims still aren't taken seriously. Dude, anime culture and the genius of Chainsaw Man. Let's just hop straight into it, bro.
The handling of the traumas suffered by male sexual assault victims has become an area of discourse online and in real life. It's rarely ever productive or helpful. If another male is an abuser, most people with ideals of male strength and masculinity will look down on you or question your sexuality. If your abuser was female, then you'll either get people dismissing you and wishing they were in your place, or people who also refuse to believe that a male cannot fight back and prevent himself from being a victim. These frankly disgusting
Yeah. Damn, 26 seconds in, he already talking about some real. But yeah, like that's actual factual. Because I mean he's gonna talk about it, but Chainsaw Man, that happened. But like in The Boys, like the recent episode with Huey getting essentially sexually assaulted, it was seen as fun, or just seen as funny, comedic. Like I think even the director said it was. I mean, I got that up. I don't know, but he said it was like, yeah, it was meant to be funny. And that's the thing though, is that why is that funny? Like it shouldn't be funny. Like what Huey went through shouldn't have been funny at all. It should have been like something that we're like, yo, what the fuck? Because if it was Starlight, Kimiko, any other like woman cast, woman character in The Boys, we'd be talking about, yo, what the fuck? Yeah, that shit's crazy. But since it's a guy, everyone's like, oh, well, dude, sexual assault against a guy? Oh, that's funny. It's crazy, bro. That shit needs to change. It starts with our society. In society, that's just the way we see it. You know, if a guy is like, you know, if a guy gets sexually assaulted by a girl or whatever, he's like, oh, dude, you just get pussy. What you being a bitch for? It makes no sense.
viewpoints permeate both media and real victims' testimonies and confessions. However, I think there's a lot of media that shows male victims realistically and take them seriously, such as the Netflix show Baby Reindeer. For the sake of this video though, there's a genre and specifically a series that I want to both call out and commend. The hypersexualization of female characters in anime, alongside the very weird fucking attitudes towards underage characters within certain sectors of the anime fandom, also play a major part in how audiences interpret actual sexual crimes and themes of grooming. Because as much as they deny it, chronically online anime fans are very much like book talk. Take My Hero Academia for example.
Straight
Why
gooners.
the fuck is this purple guy's superpower to have sticky balls and prey on little girls as fan service? I understand he's their age, but anime is a diverse medium with a vast array of genres and themes, but it often falls into patterns of.
That's the thing with anime. It's like, because I remember when I was back in like high school when I first started watching it, and I was just watching it, I was like, yo, this shit fire. I was in high school DxD, Fairy Tale, My Hero, and I'm just, you know, and the sexualization of women just went over my head because I was a horny teenager, you know. I just wanted to see some titties, whether they were animated or real, bro. I was down to see some titties, and so when I saw them, I was like, damn. But like now that I'm looking, once I look back on it, I'm like, yo, this is crazy, and like I can't even go back and watch any of the anime that I used to watch. Like I could never go back and watch Fairy Tail now. Fire Force even I couldn't even watch that now. You can't like once you like reach the age of 18 and you actually like mature, you can't go back and watch a lot of anime. And that sucks. But a lot of it is just like the super sexualization of women, and it's crazy.
Of depicting women in overly sexualized and objectified ways, catering predominantly to male fantasies.
Poor girl, I remember
These
her.
male fantasies then bleed over to things such as older women, power imbalances, and other concepts and scenarios that are prevalent in male sexual assault cases. The fact that Makima has been thirsted over and talked about so much within the fandom, despite
literally Makima, Himeno, that one girl from Neon Genesis, Kisinji. Like niggas are thirsting. They're predators, bro. They don't want you. Them these little ass boys. Why are you thirsting over a predator? You gotta be. Come on, dude.
Her being a certified devil hunter, certified pedophile, is a big example, which actually brings us to the Chainsaw series as a whole, since it's sorely misunderstood. Also, for spoilers, I will go through the characters chronologically and timestamp each section so you can avoid spoilers. Even if you haven't watched or read Chainsaw Man, you can still find the relevant timestamps, and it's still a great watch and read.
I got hit with another ad, bro. My fault.
Chainsaw Man has been my favorite new gen manga ever since I finished part 1 during my senior year of high school. The characters, plot, pacing, and relatability of it has always stood out to me, and I'm happy that the anime boosted its popularity. But I've got a bone to pick with the anime community. A lot of people write off the main character Denji as the stereotypical horny anime protagonist and all the risque moment in the series as fan service, but they're really missing one of the biggest themes in the series. Through the lens of its protagonist Denji, the series actually exposes the vulnerabilities and consequences of abuse, manipulation, grooming, and navigating trauma as a teenage boy. Denji's character development serves as a pretty accurate portrayal of the grooming process and how it's a calculated manipulation aimed at exploiting vulnerabilities for nefarious purposes. From the first episode, 16-year-old Denji's circumstances render him susceptible to manipulation. Orphaned, poor, and lacking in parental guidance or role models. After turning into Chainsaw Man for the first time, he asks Makima to comfort him with a hug, having never had anybody besides Pochita in his life. From this moment, Makima realizes Denji's weakness, a need for intimacy, love, and connection. Central to Denji's experience of grooming is his relationship with Makima, a powerful figure of authority within the Devil Hunter organization. Initially presented as a mentor and ally, Makima gradually reveals her true intentions as she exploits Denji's desire for affection and validation, more specifically sexual intimacy. Through subtle manipulation and emotional coercion, Makima exerts control over Denji, leveraging his need for acceptance to further her own agenda and to kill more devils. This leads to Denji associating intimacy and love with sex and Makima. And since a lot of these scenes are stylized and Denji is more than willing to accept her advances, anime fans of course thirst over Makima and go, I wish I was that guy.
Yeah.
Power is one of the 3 main characters in Chainsaw Man and is known as the Blood Devil. In her first 2 episodes, seeing that Denji craves intimacy and sex so much, she offers to let Denji touch her breast if he rescues her cat. She then betrays him and tries to kill him. This is a very common theme in Chainsaw Man. However, as the series goes on, Power takes more of a sister role to Denji. They argue, bond, and care for each other almost like siblings. I'd say Power is the most wholesome of Denji's female relationships in the start of Chainsaw Man, due to her actually eventually treating Denji as a friend, even though she manipulated his awkwardness with women and his desire for intimacy. I'll revisit Power later in the video though for my fellow manga readers.
Here we go. Number 1
is probably the most realistic and triggering example of attempted grooming in Chainsaw Man, and at minimum, it was definitely sexual assault or sexual harassment. To sum it up, Himeno gets very drunk along with Denji and steals his first kiss from him, then proceeds to vomit in his mouth. So basically a horrible first time that she stole from him. Then afterwards, everybody lets Himeno take Denji to her house because, I mean, hey, fuck it, Japan's age of consent is 16. Big jump from 14, guys. Congratulations.
Nigga, what? Nigga, that did not say 14. That said 13.
Afterwards, everybody lets Himeno take Denji to her house because, I mean, hey, fuck it, Japan's age of consent is 16. Big.
Oh, y'all some freak ass niggas over there, huh? Nigga, what? Nigga, that is crazy.
Jump from 14, guys. Congratulations. Anyways, at her house, she gets on top of Denji and offers him Bam Bam time. Denji, still infatuated with the woman who saved him from poverty, refuses, and Himeno goes to sleep. Good on Himeno for taking no as an answer, the bare minimum. Certified pedophile. Anyways, I know
nigga,
I'll
she
have
fell asleep,
consent debaters in my comment section saying that Denji is 16, so it's legal in Japan. However, the scenario of a woman in her 20s,
just because it is legal does not mean that it's morally okay. That's every lolicon, pedophile, or whatever groomer. That's always their favorite thing to say. Like, yo, it's legal, bro. Nigga, if you know the Romeo and Juliet laws off the top of your head, you're weird to me. You're weird. Because why do you know that? Why do you know the Romeo and Juliet laws for your state off the top of your head? If you have to defend your relationship with someone like that, you probably shouldn't be in a relationship with them.
Taking a drunk 16-year-old
niggas be certified groomers out here, bro.
In his mouth.
Certified
It's
weirdos.
Not a good look whatsoever. Of course, to us watching it as entertainment, it's a funny sequence of events, and the scenario is still very dark and continues the pattern of Denji being taken advantage of sexually. It hasn't been animated yet, so I'm not sure how to pronounce it, Rize or Rize or Reze, but just don't dick ride me for my pronunciation. Anyways, Rize is one of the characters in the manga who I'd say is the most ambiguous with the outcome of her manipulation of Denji. She starts off by seducing and betraying him for the gun devil by biting off his tongue and taking him on a fake date. But after all of the fighting, it's revealed that she actually did want to run away with Denji and may have reciprocated his feelings. It'd be interesting to see her come back, but at the end of the day, it seems like every woman that shows romantic interest to Denji ends up trying to kill him and manipulates him using his cravings for intimacy, which brings us to the climax.
Yeah, that's prevalent in part 2 as well.
What I really think debunks the claims of all the sexual scenes being fan service. After the death of his last male best friend, shout out to Beam, at his own hands, Denji is devastated and can't think of anywhere else to go except for one place, his manipulator's apartment. It's in this scene that everything kinda clicks into place. Makima comforts him and revels in the fact that he's completely broken. Then Power comes. The only woman so far in his life who has gotten close to him with no ulterior motive is at the door with a cake for his 17th birthday.
Damn.
Then Makima blows a hole into her. Makima then reveals that as the control devil, her main goal was to completely break Denji after building him from nothing and to ensure his full loyalty to her. This mirrors the technique of alienation that groomers tend to utilize against their victims. I think that event cemented the theme of grooming within Chainsaw Man and how Makima was purposefully shown to be the perfect, powerful, sexual woman, even to the audience. And she's also one of the only female characters in the series at this point that treated Denji as a human. This event also leads to the most recent chapter and Denji finally becoming self-aware of his grooming. To be quite honest, I wrote this section only for chapter 166, and it was only just now after I finished chapter 167 where I was like, yeah, this is gonna need a whole segment in itself. So I wanted to talk about how in chapter 166, Denji is finally coming to terms with the fact that he associates sex and intimacy as being exclusive only to each other. He's in the middle of a breakdown, basically saying that his biology and his hormones and his drive for sex is getting in the way of his mission and how he's feeling about all this grief and happenings. It's actually a very interesting tweet I saw when I was like first drafting this video essay about how Denji mirrors the Makima finger bite scene that I showed earlier in the video when he's going through this breakdown, which is showing that he has some sort of trauma or at least association
That's crazy.
with that event when he's severely stressed. But yeah, chapter 167. Jesus fucking Christ, man.
Yeah, this was...
I'm not laughing because I find it funny, but it's just like... It's funny weird how I'm writing this video, and I was like just about to finish and do my last segment, and then today's chapter came out, and if you see in the picture I put, I literally was like, you know, I hope Fujimoto, you know, goes further with this, and yeah, we get Denji getting essayed once again. I think that though, like, this video will age like wine in terms of like how people receive this new chapter, and if Fujimoto actually uses this as character development. I think regardless of gender, essay and grape scenes are pretty gratuitous at times and most times don't have a bearing on the plot, but I think it would be very interesting to see Denji finally possibly have a healthy relationship. I'm not sure because
I think he's gonna have a relationship with
the devil.
Well, Asa. Not with her. Not her. Oh, you can't even see it. Oops. With her. Not with her. Because I think Asa is kind of like Power. And like she actually cares about Denji. But she's the one that assaulted Denji, not her. Yeah, but I definitely do think Asa is gonna be the love interest of Denji. I definitely do think that, but I hope so. But
Making her
get
do
rid of
it,
this
but
bitch.
I don't know. I'd say this is a pretty good chapter despite what happened in terms of where the story could go. So I guess my original draft of the script of hoping Fujimoto does something with it might actually go somewhere. So I don't know, time will tell, but I just need to include this clip about 167. And honestly, I think the reception to it will tie into what I think for the last leg of this video. I think Chainsaw Man as a piece of media offers a pretty realistic portrayal of grooming and manipulation, shining a light on the pervasive nature of exploitation in society. I also think with the way that people perceive Chainsaw Man as a series and the scenes inside really shows that there's still a lot of work to be done on how we as a society view male victims. It also
Yep.
shows that even if the male is so-called willing, that power imbalances in female sexual predators should be taken just as seriously as male predators. Even
But
if
they
the
won't. It starts with us, bro. It's dude, especially with the fact that there was a 20v1 for Lil RT, a little 9-year-old kid, and they were doing 360s. That little kid is getting groomed before our very eyes, and niggas aren't doing anything. That 9-year-old kid is being groomed right now, and no one's talking about it. 20v1 for a little ass kid, and you're doing threes. He is 9 years old, y'all. He should be playing Minecraft, Roblox, something. But this nigga is he's also getting twerked on by these women. Something's got to give.
the situation doesn't look that bad. Makima's position of authority within the Devil Hunter organization in her older age gave her unchecked power over Denji, enabling her to exploit his vulnerabilities and hormones. Other characters use Denji's subsequent hypersexuality and need for intimacy against him, and some women like Himeno were just certified pedophiles. As the series is progressing though, Chainsaw Man is starting to delve into the lasting effects of grooming on survivors, illustrating how manipulation can leave lasting scars on one's psyche and the ways that survivors cope and heal. And I'm frankly still excited to see how it's handled regardless of 167's events. That's basically all I wrote for this video, but just as a reminder, if you're a male victim, it doesn't make you weaker or less than, or, there's not always a quote-unquote excuse that people will give you of, why didn't you fight back? Why didn't you say no? I don't know, for a while, I'm not sure if I would quantify it as SA, but I know in my case, it was one time it was a friend's mom, and I burned my arm, so she came over to help me, and I had my shirt off. And then I was sitting down, she kind of felt my stomach, groin area, and was like, wow, you're such a strong, like, you have such a nice body for your age. And then nothing happened after that, but it's kind of weird how everyone I bring it up with people, they're always like, oh, was your friend's mom hot? Or like, that's a compliment, you should have took it as a compliment. Maybe she wasn't even feeling there. But then sometimes I think I'm like, well, if the genders were reversed and it was like a 40-year-old man touching a girl down there and being like, wow, you have a nice body for your age, we would probably throw them under the jail. So in terms of how you see it, never
right.
feel that
He's
it's
right.
not
He's
enough,
speaking facts,
or
yo.
you shouldn't feel way about it, or that, it was just a moment of weakness. That's what I would say. Sorry to yap at the end, but I feel like with a topic like this, with jokes that I put throughout the video, there should be some sort of moral or serious tone to it. So I'll have resources in the description and in the vid. So if you got this far, thank you for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Should be a good
I'm gonna do that too in my description. I'm gonna copy his description and put it in mine as well. All right. See you in the next one.